since I know you guys can't wait to hear about the next episode of my Football Manager, I just thought I'd fill you in on how things are going along. At the end of the championship season with Tonbridge, after 4 consecutive promotions, Northern Ireland were struggling a little bit, and they got relegated to the Nations League Division C, which is not exactly how we want things to go. But anyway, they sacked the manager. And so I applied for the job, and they gave me it. So I'm now the Northern Ireland manager. I think they pay me quite well, 20,000 a week or something like that, which was great for the first 3 months because we didn't even have a game. But it's great, and my squad isn't too bad. So let me tell you about who we've got. Now, because I struggle for wingers, we're playing a very narrow 4-1-3-2 system. It works quite well for us for 2 reasons. One, we've got 2 decent strikers, and 2, we've got very bad defenders. So what it's doing for us is helping us defend tight at the back and yet still score goals. So we're playing this 4-1-3-2 system. It's a wee bit narrow, but I played it with Tonbridge for a while because they had no wingers, and it helped a wee bit. Let me tell you about some of my players then. The squad is slightly better than we have in real life, particularly because we get 2 strikers who can score goals. And this is Andy Byrne. He plays for Celtic, but he's got a finishing of 15, a pace of 15, and some decent technique and skill. So he's a decent striker all round. He scored 4 goals and 10 caps for Northern Ireland. So he's done all right, and a very decent striker. Would get on for a Premier League team, no bother. Then we've got this guy up front who's our best player, and that's Tyler Murray. Technically, he's probably better on the wing. His technique is really good, but he does score goals. So I'm playing with the 2 of them up front. And if I feel like we need to, we can switch Tyler Murray out to the left wing and bring on a right winger. We just don't have any decent right wingers. Yes, so we have these 2 strikers, and they're going to get goals for us, so that's good. And we're playing, although we're playing a very defensive shape, we're playing quite an attacking gegenpress. So we play the attacking gegenpress mentality, and that means we're out to score goals. It's a wee bit of a change for Northern Ireland, but actually it works quite well. So what we do have is 3 tight midfielders, 3 solid midfielders. Ryan Holden actually plays for me at Tonbridge. He's not brilliant, but he's decent, and he's only 19, and he's already got 18 caps. He had a bunch of caps before he even came to Tonbridge. We signed him from Stoke. We borrowed him on loan, first of all. But anyway, he's a decent, solid midfielder. No better than solid, but decent. But he's got the potential to be better. And Darren Dorn's another one that's at Celtic, and he's better again. He's got a passing of 17 and a first touch of 16, which means he's a very decent midfielder. So he's probably our best centre midfielder. That means we've got a couple of decent strikers and a couple of decent midfielders. McCann's not great, but he does the job. Likewise with our defensive midfielder, he's not superb. McGeehan's the one that's playing at the minute, but I can replace him with somebody else who's just as bad. But at least there's a tightness in the middle of midfield. Our fullbacks, you know that Jamal Lewis went to Newcastle. He's gone on to Southampton and is doing very well for them. They're doing pretty well in the Premier League. So he's a solid left back option. 82 caps and no goals. But at right back, we've also got a very decent fullback as well. He's at Everton, and actually, if anything, because he's got a pace of 18, he actually has the potential to be better than Jamal Lewis. He really is very decent. He's 24 now. He's had 40 caps already. So it's quite a consistent squad from before I had them. Quite a lot of the same players. The problem comes at centre-back. Our centre-backs aren't great. Tosh is all right. I mean, the numbers don't say a lot. Heading 12, 10 for marking and 13 for tackling, but he's got strength, he's got a good physicality, so he's quite solid, and yet he's only 21, so he's got potential at Bristol City. And my other young fella plays for Linfield, Downey, Stephen Downey, and Stephen Downey has the potential again to be good. Again, not great skills wise, but reasonably solid, and he's only 18, so I imagine he'll come along. He's when I was managing Tonbridge, they recommended that I signed him so that he could be there. And then Peacock Farrell's had 66 caps already, very solid goalkeeper. No more than solid again. I mean, his handling of 12 is a bit below where you want your keeper to be at. But I think we'll keep it quite tight. I think he's playing for Nashville now, doesn't it say that? Yes, so he was at Derby after Burnley, played 8 times for Derby, and now he's at 109 caps for Nashville, so he plays in America. But yeah, we've got a decent squad. There's not an awful lot coming through. One of the people, there's a couple of people that I've been pursuing, and I think if we get into the Euros, Euro 2028, if we can make it to Euro 2028, I might be able to convince a couple of guys to come and join us. One of them is this guy Daniel Ballard. He has not yet declared for a nation. He wants to play for England, but he's not really good enough to play for England. I mean, he's good. He's a lot better than what we have. You can see he's quite strong, but he's also got the skills. He's got a lot of decency, but he's a Fulham player, and I don't think he's going to get to play for England. So he's been at Fulham for a bunch of years. He started at Arsenal, apparently. He must be a real player, Daniel Ballard, but there's a chance we could still convince him to come and play. And then the second one is, where's he? Here. Finlayson. No, there was a second guy that I was trying to convince that he should join us. That hadn't committed to a nation yet either. So, I mean, we're hopeful that if we do well, we'll be able to convince Ballard to join us. Dean McFarlane was injured before our last game, but he's a decent enough fullback option if either of my other two are injured. So he's a Dortmund player. So we've got a decent full backs, but centre backs a problem. And as I said, if we can convince Ballard to join us, that would make a difference at the Euros. To get to the Euros, we need to qualify from our group, and we got a decent group compared to normal. Anybody who knows Northern Ireland, we always get screwed in the group stages, and that's why we got to the Euros in 2016, because we got a decent group. Then we got, in the next time, you have to beat Germany and Holland. Yeah, that's going to happen. So we got a little bit easier than Germany and Holland. Our group is, the top seed were Austria, the second seeds were Sweden, and we were third seeds, and Hungary were fourth seeds. Actually, Hungary are a very decent fourth seed. Szoboszlai is playing for PSG, and some of the rest of their players, like Willy Orban, is very well known for playing in Germany. Played for some of the biggest teams in Germany. So they've got a very decent squad. They're not Muppets. So for fourth seeds, they're quite decent. But Sweden as second seeds, we could have got a lot worse, and definitely Austria as first seeds are beatable. And in fact, in our first game, we did beat them. So we are actually top of our group. I don't know if it'll let me move the video of my face, but Northern Ireland have won 4 from 4. We won, I'll show you the results down at the bottom here. We won 3-2 at home to Hungary, and that was a tight game. And then we thumped Andorra 6-0. And then the two big ones were at home to Sweden and away to Austria. And I was really pleased to win away to Austria. I would have easily taken a draw, but that's really good. So if we can win against Montenegro home and away, and Andorra and Hungary again, that'll be us qualified, even if we lose to both Austria and Sweden the next time around, because the top two go through. So we're quite confident we'll make the Euros. And once we're there, anything can happen. The only frustration for me, let me finish with this when I'm talking about Northern Ireland here, is the only frustration for me is, where's their information? There we are. Our world ranking, when I took over, was 56th, and we beat Andorra and we beat Hungary, and it went up to 53rd, and I was like, yes, that's good. And then we beat Sweden and we beat Austria, and I thought, yeah, our ranking will go up. It didn't, stayed exactly the same. And that's going to make it hard to convince Ballard to come and join us if our ranking doesn't get up a bit. So we need to win a bunch more games. Hopefully our ranking shoots up a bit. Sturdy Dallas is my captain. but he's 35 and yeah, getting on a bit. Not quite as quick as he was, but we're doing all right. So we'll see how we go.